Alright guys, welcome to Talk GCSE, where I talk about all the GCSE core topics and help you guys. So before we even start, please hit the like button, subscribe button, because it allows me to make really nice, good, informative videos for you. Now, let's talk about ionic bonding. Now, this happens between a metal and a non-metal, and the key word here is transfer. Now, electrons are transferred from the metal to the non-metal. So this is what happens next. The metal loses electrons and becomes a positive ion, and the non-metal gains electrons and becomes a negative ion. Now, these things, opposite charges have, and they attract, and that's what your ionic bonding is. Think of it like a magnet, positive and negative terminal pulling together. These ions form a giant lattice structure, which is basically huge repeating 3D patterns. That's why ionic compounds have high melting point and strong structures. Here is the exam gold. They only conduct electricity when melted or dissolved, because the ions are free to move. And exam tip is always say transfer of electrons and attraction of oppositely charged ions. This is what gets you the full mark. Now, let's talk about covalent bonding, completely different. This happens between this happens between non-metals only. Instead of transferring electrons, they share them. So both atoms get full outer shell, everyone's happy. Now, there are two types. You need to know the first one is simple molecules and the second one is giant covalents. Simple molecules are like H2 or CO2. They have strong bonds inside the molecule but weaker forces between molecules. That's why they have low melting point, boiling point. And if we talk about the giant covalent structures like diamond and graphite, these are massive networks of atoms with strong bonds throughout. So they have very high melting point, very strong structures. Graphite is the favorite exam question because it can conduct electricity due to relocalized electrons. So an exam tip, if it's covalent, always mention sharing electrons, not transfer. And finally, if we talk about metallic bonding, this is the easiest one. This is found in, well, metals. Here you have positive metal ions surrounded by a sea of delocalized electrons. These electrons are free to move, and that explains everything about metals. Now, why do metals conduct electricity? Because electrons can flow. Why are metals malleable? Because layers of ions can slide over each other. And there's a quick comparison that I've shown here. Make sure to make sure to pause the video here, write down the important things, and if you have found this video any useful, please make sure to give me a subscribe. There's a lot of videos on my channel, so go check them out. Thank you.